Hello again, year four, me again. As promised, I said I would be introducing our new geography topic for this half term. This half term, we're going to be looking at rivers and the different features of rivers. We're going to be looking at rivers in the UK, we're going to be looking at famous rivers around the world. But by the end of this geography unit, you're going to have a really good understanding of the different features of a river, how a river is formed, and the famous different rivers that we know of. Okay, this first lesson that we're going to be looking at to introduce our geography is going to be looking at different rivers within the UK. So rivers that are close to home or a bit further away from home. But we're going to be using some maps and some atlases in our geography this week to help us to look at where those rivers are in the UK. Okay, so I'm just going to change my screen. If you access the Google Drive, and you go into this week's home learning folder, week 7, you'll see the geography folder is there. And in the geography folder, you've got 2 documents. The first document that you're going to need to access will be the geography PowerPoint, and it's got the title, Where Does Our Water Come From? So we're going to be finding out where we get our water from and the different rivers within the UK. As you have a read through that PowerPoint, you'll see there's lots of questions for you to think about. You'll see that there's lots of explanations to help you with the geography subject knowledge there as well. There's also, towards the end of the PowerPoint, there's also a video for you to watch, which gives you a little bit more information about the different features of a river. To start with for this week, we're going to be learning 2 key words in our geography, and the 2 key words are the different features of the river. We're going to be thinking about the start of the river, which is the source of the river, where the river first begins. And the other key word that we're going to be thinking about in our geography this week is the mouth of the river, so where the river ends. Okay, and usually the river ends in the sea. It doesn't always, though. Some of the smaller rivers in the UK can join onto another river. So it may be that the river joins onto another main river and that river enters into the sea. Okay, and we're going to be using maps today to help us to find out about the different rivers within the UK. Okay, so once you've had a look at that PowerPoint and you've watched the video, you'll see that there's an activity within that PowerPoint that it's asking you to complete. This is the activity sheet here. So we're going to be looking at the different rivers of the UK, and I've picked out some of the rivers for you that I want you to have a bit of a study using maps. Okay, so we're going to do the first one together today as a bit of an example. So you can see the river name is the River Spey. I want you to use maps, and Google Maps is going to be your map and your atlas today to help you to be able to find out, first of all, where the River Spey is in the UK. We know that the UK is made up of 4 main countries. We know that it's made up of England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales. So I want you to identify, first of all, which country that river is part of. So you're going to go onto the internet and you are going to type in Google Maps. Google Maps will come up looking like this. I then first of all typed in the UK so that I can see the United Kingdom there. Into Google Maps, I'm then going to type the name of the river. So I know we're going to be looking at the River Spey. Okay, check the spelling on the sheet to help you so that you find the right river that you're looking for. Once I've typed in River Spey, I'm pressing enter, and Google Maps will automatically take me to where the River Spey is. This red point here is showing me where the River Spey is. I can use the plus and the minus key down the bottom here to zoom out a little bit so that I can identify which country, first of all, the River Spey is. So I'm keeping my eye on that red dot, and as I zoom out, I can see that the River Spey is in Scotland. So I can go back to my worksheet. Where is it? There it is. And I can write the country that it is in Scotland. So I can jot that down in that table there. Okay, I can then go back to Google Maps and I can use this plus to zoom in a little bit more. I can drag on the map to move it around my screen, which I'm going to do so that I can see that red point is centered. As I start to zoom in on Scotland, I can see lots of words appearing. I know that all of these words are the names of towns or villages or cities within Scotland. Okay, I can also see there's lots of lines on this map as well. These yellow lines here with numbers on, I can see A9 or A95, those are the roads or the main roads within Scotland. We don't want to focus on those, so I'm going to skip past those, and I can also see these white lines here. These are also less main roads or different pathways and things. We want to focus on the river. And I know the river is shown with a blue line. And as I zoom in a little bit more and move it around my page, I can see the River Spey has become obvious. And I can follow the River Spey along to see which towns in Scotland the River Spey passes through. So I'm going to move my screen around and I'm following that blue line. I'm ignoring the white lines, the quieter roads and the main roads, and I'm following that blue line, and I can automatically see the shape that the river takes on. As I follow that river through, I can see lots of these words that the river passes through. Spey Bridge is a place that the River Spey passes through. So I can go back to my worksheet here, and I'm now going to write down Spey Bridge into that table. If I go back to my map, I can continue to follow my river through. Cromdale is another town. I can write that on my sheet. As I scroll through again, following that river, I can see it's changing direction. As I follow that river through, Blacksboat might be another town. I don't need to write them all. I can just list a few of those towns. As I continue to follow the River Spey, I'm looking particularly for the mouth of the river, where the river ends. Does it join another river or does it end up in the sea? I'm going to find out. So I'm following the river along. I'm dragging my screen all the time until I get to, I can see this big blue area is the sea. So I know the River Spey ends in the sea. The mouth of the river, the end of the river, is in the sea. Now to find out which sea it is. So I'm going to use my minus key here to zoom out. And I can see I'm still looking at this area here. This is the sea I'm trying to find the name of. As I zoom out, I'm looking to see, here it is, the North Sea. So I know the River Spey enters, or exits, should I say, the mouth of the river is the North Sea. So on my sheet, I can go back and add that information on as well. As an extra challenge for those keen geographers out there, you could even see if you can find the source of the river, the start, where the river begins. So you will want to follow that river in the opposite direction, zooming back in, and see if you can identify where the start of the river. For some of the rivers, that is really, really tricky. So you may not be able to find that for all of the rivers, but you can zoom back in and see if you can identify, does the River Spey start on high ground in a mountain, or does it start from another river? Is it a tributary that comes off from another river? Okay, lots of key geography terms there for you to be thinking about. So using Google Maps to help you to find out about those different rivers. Once I have completed that one, if I go back to my worksheet, on this worksheet, all I'm looking for is the country of where the river starts in, England, Ireland, Scotland or Wales, and then a few towns listed that you can identify, and the sea where the mouth of the river is. Okay, if you can do that extension of finding the start of the river, the town perhaps of where the river starts, or a place close to where the river starts, or it may even be the name of the river that it joins from. Okay, see if you can do that as an extra challenge. Have a go at finding all of these rivers by going back to Google Maps and typing that in to see what you can find out. Okay, the Thames, the river in London, is you're given part of that information from the video from the PowerPoint as well. So use that to help you. I'd be really keen for you to share this information with me to show me how amazing your map skills are. Okay. Thanks guys, hope you enjoy your geography this week. Next week we'll have another session where we'll be thinking about the different features of a river and what different keywords we can learn from that as well. Thanks for watching, see you soon, bye bye.